Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some 1961 Milwaukee Braves baseball here on July 16th. The Braves travel to St. Louis to take on the Cardinals, and here's the starting lineup for the Milwaukee Braves. Leading off playing center field, Mac Jones. Batting second, playing second is Frank Boland. Batting third, playing third is Eddie Matthews. Batting fourth, playing right field is Hank Aaron. Batting fifth, playing first base is Joe Adcock. Batting sixth, playing left field is Lee May. Batting seventh and playing shortstop is Roy McMillan. Batting eighth and doing the catching is Sammy White. And batting ninth doing the pitching for the Milwaukee Braves is Bob Henley. Now let's take a look at the hometown St. Louis Cardinals starting lineup for today's match. Leading off playing center field is Curt Flood. Batting second, playing second is Julio Chavez. Batting third, playing first is Bill White. Batting fourth, playing third base is Ken Boyer. Batting fifth, playing left field is Charlie James. Batting sixth, playing right field is Don Taska. Batting seventh, doing the catching is Jamie Schaefer. Batting eighth, playing shortstop is Jerry Bucky. And on the mound, doing the pitching is Al CICOTTE. And let's get down to the game, folks, and get this one started here in St. Louis. And here's the first pitch to Jones. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Boyer at third. He's up with it. Fires over to Bill White, and that'll be out number one for the Braves. And now up is Frank Boland. See if Frank can get things started here for Milwaukee. And that ball's hit down the short. Jerry's got it. Again over to Bill. And that'll be two quick outs here in the first. Brings up Eddie Matthews. And that's going to be a strike. One strike on Eddie. And then he grounds that ball down the second. So that's a 1-2-3 inning here for the Braves. We get to the bottom of the first. Milwaukee nothing. Cardinals coming up. Here's Curt Flood. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Eddie Matthews has got that one. He fires over to first for out number one in the Cardinals' bottom of the first. And here's Javier up now. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike three. Down goes one. Brings up Bill White now. And that's a swing and a miss. So back-to-back strikeouts for Bob Henley. We go to the top of the second. It's 0-0. We got Aaron, Adcock, and May due up here for the Braves. Here's the pitch to Henry. And that's a ground ball down the third. Boyer's up with it. One out. Here's Joe Adcock now. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike three on Joe. Quick two outs here in the second. Brings up Lee May. Can he get a two-out rally started? And no, he can't, because that's a fly ball in the left field. And Don's got him played perfect out there and right. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for the Bravos. We go to the bottom of the second. Boyer, James, and Tuska due up here for the Cards. Here's the pitch to Ken. And that is going to be a base hit in the right field. Aaron gets it on one bounce. Throws it in. So the Cardinals got the leadoff runner here for it in the second for Charlie James. And that's a swing and a miss, strike three. Out number one here in the second. Here's Don. The Braves get a double play ground ball here. No, they can't, but that's back-to-back strikeouts for Bob. And that is his fourth strikeout of the ball game, folks. That's two outs now with Boyer down at first for Jim Schaefer. And Jim's going to poke that ball in the left field. in the right field, and Boyer's going to find himself down at third base. So we got first and third now with 2 outs. I'll get out of this little mess here with Jerry up. Here's the pitch to Jerry. And no, I don't think he's going to. That ball is hit well in the center field. Mac the knife on his horse dives, makes a great catch. Give it up for Mac Jones. Took a single away and saved some runs there. Nice play. That ends the inning, folks. The Cardinals leave 2. We go to the top of the third. It's still 0-0. Bottom part of the order due up here for the Braves. McMillan, White, and Henley. See what happens here in the third. That's going to be a fly ball in the right field, out number 1. And it brings up Sammy White. See if Sammy can get something going here for the Braves. Now, that's a ground ball down the third. Boyer near the line, plants and throws over to White. 2 quick outs. See if Bob can help his own cause here, folks. And that is going to be I think that's going to be a ball. Yep, ball 1 on Bob. And he comes back and grounds that ball down the third. Again, Boyer's up with it. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for the Braves. We get to the bottom of the third. It's 0-0. Al, Coda, Floyd, and Javier due up here for the Cards. Here's the pitch to Al. And that's going to be a ground. That's a fly ball in the center field. And after making a great play to end the inning, that's going to be an E8 on James. He keeps it in front of him. And Al stops down at first, but that's an error, folks. And the lead runner's aboard here for Kurt Flood. Kurt's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a single in the center. Al's going to stop down at second. So we got first and second, nobody out here in the bottom of the third for Mr. Manuel Javier here. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Is that deep enough to get the runner over? No, it's not. As Lee May gets that ball back in the infield. 1 out now with Al and Floyd on. Here's the pitch to Bill White. Bill's 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Ken Nate turn to you. Sorry, that's not a ground ball. That's a pop fly down the second. And Max got, Frank Bowen's got it. That's out number 2. Brings up Ken Boyer now. And Boyer singled his first time up, folks. And that is going to be a single again. And that's going to score a run in the left field. And Flood with his speed is going to make it down the third. And just like that, folks, Cardinals got a 1-0 lead with 2 outs here in the third. Brings up James with first and third and 2 outs. And he struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a pop-up in the infield. And Frank Bowen's got it, but not until the Cardinals. What happened there? Go back here. Something happened. Didn't score. Go back here. Undo. And that was a pop up the second. Undo. Okay. So that was a single. That was a single in to the left. That should have scored Al from second, and Floyd should have stopped at third. There we go. And then pop up to second to end the inning. There we go, folks. And now we got Jones, Bolin, and Matthews to lead off the fourth here. So here's the pitch to Mac. He's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Out number 1. Brings up Frank Bolin now. See if Frank can get something going. He grounded out to third his first time up. And he squares this one up, folks. And that's going to be a gapper off the wall out in right field. Sorry, that was... Let's go back a second. What's going on? We got this all messed up. All messed up here. Okay, that takes care of that inning. Then Jones, like I say, hits a gapper. Or hits a single. Sorry about that. Gets a single. And the left. Standing down at second. Frank Bolin standing down at first. With Frank Bolin up. Here comes the first pitch. And Jones takes off. He's trying to steal second, folks. And he's going to make it. And that was a strike on Frank Bolin. So we got Jones down at second with nobody out for Frank Bolin. See if he can do something here. And that's going to be a base on balls. Frank's going to walk on down to first. So all of a sudden the Braves are making some noise here in the fourth, folks. First and second. And nobody out for Eddie Matthews. Eddie's 0 for 1, grounded out to second his first time up. And that's going to be a pop fly in the infield. And Jerry calls for it down at short, makes the catch for out number 1. Brings up Hammer and Hank Aaron. See if he can drive in Jones from second. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Sorry, ground ball down the second. Over to short. Over to White at first. And that's going to end the inning, folks. A 4-6-3 double play by Henry. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. We're still a 1-0 Cardinals here. Here's Tass, Schaefer, and Buck due up. Here's the pitch to Don. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Frank Bolin. He's up with it. Fires over to first. Round number 1. Here's Jim Schaefer up now. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Schaefer goes down on strikes. Jerry Bucky up now. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So he strikes out the last 2 batters, folks. We get to the top of the 5th. The Braves trailing by 1. We got Adcock, May, and McMillan due up here for the Braves. Here's the pitch to Joe Adcock. And that's going to be a swing and a miss by Adcock. He strikes out. 1 down here in the 5th. See if Lee May can get on board here. And that ball is hit down the second. Javier throws over to White. That's a quick 2 outs for the Braves. See if Roy McMillan can get on here with 2 outs and start a rally. He flew out the right his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for the Braves. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Got the pitcher, Al Cota, Floyd, and Javier due up here for the Cards in the 5th. Here's the pitch to Al. And that's going to be a base hit, folks, in the left field because we don't need no stinking DH. So the pitchers are bored with a hit. Here comes Kirk Flood now. Nobody out. Flood's 1 for 2, grounded out and singled. And that's a ground ball down the second with Flood speed. I doubt they can turn 2. Ball's down to Bolin. over to McMillan down the first, but Kirk beats the throw, folks. So there's one out. Javier is up now. He's 0 for 2, struck out and flew out to the left. And he's going to give it a try out there again, but Lee May chases that one down, and that's 2 outs. Brings up Bill White now. See if Mr. White can do anything here with 2 outs for the Cardinals. He struck out and popped out the second. And that's going to be a ground ball down to McMillan. And he'll go over to first for the final out of the inning. So the Cardinals leave 1 on, and we go to the top of the 6th. They're hanging on to a 1-0 lead here. We got White, Henley, and Jones due up here for the Braves. See if Sam White can get something going. He's hitting 300 on the year, folks. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3, 1 out. Let's see if Bob Henley can do what his counterpart did and get on here with a base hit. That ball is hit down the first. White forgets to pick the ball up. That's going to be an E3, folks. Bob Henley's down at first on the air. Now we got a runner on at first with 1 out for Mac Jones. Mac's 1 for 2 with that single and stolen a base. And that's a fly ball in the right field. That'll be out number 2. Leaves it up to Frank Bolin to keep this inning going here for the Braves. They'll tie this game up. Frank is 0 for 1 and walked. And Bob Henley's not going to try to steal. Pitcher's not going to try to steal. So that's ball 1 on Frank. 1-0 count. And that's going to be a wild pitch. Bob's going to end up down at second. So it's a 2-0 count now on Frank Bolin with a runner in scoring position. Can he take advantage of this batter's count here, folks? And he slaps that ball down the short. It's a high pop up. Jerry's got it to end the inning, and the Braves strand 1. So the error doesn't hurt the Cardinals. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 1-0 St. Louis. Boyer, James, and Tuscan due up here. Here's the pitch to Ken Boyer. That's a ground ball down the Mac at short. Over to Joe Adcock, 1 out. Here's Charlie James. And that's another ball hit down the short. Keeping old McMillan busy this inning. He's going to go for the hat trick here and tie a record. Now that ball's hit to Frank Bolin, so 3 ground outs, 3 outs. We go to the 7th inning in a 1-0 game here, folks. We got the big boys due up, though. We got Matthews, Aaron, and Adcock. Let's see if they can get something started here in the 7th. And that's a swing and a miss by Eddie. 1 out. And here comes Henry Hank Aaron now. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. That's a quick 2 outs here for the Braves with the big boys up. See if Joe Adcock can start a 2-out rally here. And he does get a base hit in the left field. So Joe's aboard here with 2 outs. Can he keep the merry-go-round going? Put another quarter in this machine, folks. And no, he can't. That's a fly ball in the right field. Don moves over, makes the catch. And the Braves strand Joe down at first. 7th inning stretch time. We got Schaefer, Bucky, and Al Cento, the pitcher, due up here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch to Jim. And that's going to be a ball. 1 ball, no strikes here on him. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first, I believe. Yes, it is. Joe Adcock's up with it. He tosses it over to Henley covering, and that's out number 1 here in the 7th. Brings up Jerry. Jerry's 0 for 2. He's flown out and struck out. And that's going to be hit down the second. Frank Boland's up with it. Fires that ball in the dirt. Joe Adcock stops it from getting by him. But Jerry's on with an error. And Al's going to try to sacrifice him down the second. He's pitching a heck of a game, folks. They're not going to take him out. So I'm going to try to sacrifice him down the second, get him in scoring position for Kurt. And that is bunted back to the pitcher. And Bob takes it himself and tags out Al. And that'll be out number 2, but the runner moves down the second with 2 outs in scoring position here for Kirk Flood. See if Kirk Flood can do something here with 2 outs. And that ball is hit in the right field. Hanks over in the gap, makes the catch. And we go to the 8th inning, folks, with the Cardinals hanging on to a 1-0 lead. We got McMillan, White, and probably a pitch hitter for Henley. Here is the pitch to Mac. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 out. And here comes Sammy White now. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field for out number 2. And with 2 outs, we're going to let Henley hit here, folks. He's pitching a damn good game himself, so we'll let him hit. If there was somebody on, we wouldn't have. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd, and that'll be out number 3. So 1, 2, 3 goes the Braves. We go to the bottom of the 8th. We got Julio, White, and Boyer due up here. Let's see what happens here in the bottom of the 8th. And that's going to be a single in the left field, not what you want to see if you're a Braves fan. So we're leadoff runners aboard now, folks, for Bill White. See if the Braves can get a double play and get out of this mess. That's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Jones moves in a few steps, makes the catch for out number 1. Brings up Ken Boyer now. What can Ken do here? He's 0 for 3. No, he's 2 for 3, sorry, with a walk. And that's going to be a pop fly in the infield. And Mr. Matthews calls everybody off, makes the catch. 2 down now with a runner down at first for Charlie James. And Charlie's 0 for 3, struck out, popped up the second, and grounded out the short. And that's a ground ball down the shortstop again. And he'll go over to second the short way. And that'll end the inning. We go to the top of the 9th, folks. We got the top of the order due up here. Jones, Bolin, and Matthews. Can they get on the board here, folks, and take the lead or get a tie here? Hey, Beatles. Yeah, exactly. Got a pitcher's duel going here, Beatles. 1-0 Cardinals. So let's see if the Braves can get on board here. Al going for the complete game shutout. Here's the pitch to Jones. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Mac goes down for out number 1. Brings up Frank Bolin now. Frank's 0 for 2. He's walked. He's hitting .294 in the year, folks. Can he set the table for the big boys? Yes, he can. He squares this one up against Al. And that ball is deep. That ball is back. That ball is gone, folks. Home run, Frank Bolin. He says, I don't need to set the table, folks. We're tied up. 1-1 here in the 9th now. That brings up Eddie Matthews. And I think that's going to be it for Al. I'm going to bring in a lefty if they got one in the bullpen. Let me check. The pitch to Matthews. Yeah, they got one lefty in the bullpen. They got Mickey McDermott. He's going to come in here and pitch to Matthews. Al pitched a hell of a game, folks. Not to get a decision out of this. But nice piece of hitting by Frank Boland. Home run ties this game up in the 9th inning. Alrighty, we got 1 out, nobody on here with a tie game. Can Matthews keep the merry-go-round going and at least get on base and give Hank Aaron a chance to drive him in? Here's the pitch to Eddie. And that's going to be our ground ball down back to the mound, rather. And Mickey comes up with it, throws over to White for out number 2. So it's up to Hank Aaron to keep this 9th inning going, folks. Here's the pitch to Hank. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So the Braves tie this game up on the Frank Boland home run at the bottom of the 9th. Tuscan, Schaefer, and Bucky due up here in the 9th. Let's see if Bob Henley can get through this 9th inning, folks, and give the Braves a chance here in the 10th. Here's the pitch to Don. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. And that ball is hit down the first. Joe Adcock's up with it. He'll take it himself for out number 1. Brings up Jim Schaefer now with 1 out, nobody on. Schaefer's 1 for 3. He singled, struck out, and grounded out the first. And that's going to be a base on balls. You don't want that with a tie ball game in the 9th. So Jim's down at first now for Jerry. And here's the pitch to Jerry. And that's what the doctor ordered, folks. That ball is hit down to McMillan, over to Boland, over to Joe Adcock, and that'll end the inning 6-4-3. So we go to the top of the 10th. Tie ball game. We got Adcox, May, and McMillan due up here for the Braves. And here's the pitch to Joe Adcock. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Easy play, 1 out. Brings up Lee May. Are we going to let him hit against the lefty? I think we're going to pitch hit for Lee. Going to bring in Frank Thomas. Pitch hit for Lee and stay in the game. See if Frank, with 1 swing of the bat here, could give the Braves the lead. Cardinals would like to see Mickey make it through this inning. He's due to lead off. And there's Frank. All righty, 1 out, nobody on for Frank. Here's the pitch. He's hitting .221 on the year, folks, with 11 home runs. And he swings and misses at that. He tried to hit her. That was a nice stiff breeze. That makes 2 outs now. And McMillan up now. Here's the pitch to Mac. Keep this game going. Yes, he can. That's going to be a single in left field. So Roy gets on. And here comes Sammy White. Sammy up now. Let's see if he can do something here. He's 0 for 3. Let's see if he can keep this inning going, folks. And that's a wild pitch by Mick. And that'll put McMillan in the scoring position for Sammy on a 1-ball, no-strike count. See if Sammy can come up with a key base hit here and get Mac in. And that's exactly what he does, folks. That ball is hit in the right field. And Flood goes over and cuts it off. but not until McMillan scores on the play, and the Braves take a 2-1 lead here, folks. And that'll be it for Bob Henley. We'll pitch hit for him. And who are we going to bring in here to pitch hit? I think Gino's going to come in here to pitch hit for Bob. And we know who's coming in to pitch the bottom of the 10th. Oh, Mac is going to come in here to pitch. Where's Gino at? Here's Gino. All right, we got 2 outs, a runner down at first. And here's the pitch to Gino. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Now it'll end the inning, folks. But not until the Braves score 1 on the single by Sammy White. Take a 2-1 lead. And Mac will come in here and try to close this game out for the Braves. All righty, here we go. He'll be facing a pitch hitter for Mickey, the top of the order, Flood and Javier. So let's see who's going to come on out of off the bench and pitch hit here. And they're going to bring out Stan the Man. Stan the Man's going to come out here and pitch. Hit. There's Stan. All righty. So we got Musial up to bat here. Nobody on, no outs in the bottom of the 10th. And that's going to be a single in the center. Stan the Man does his job and gets on base, folks. So with nobody out, here comes Flood. And they're not going to pitch run for Stan yet. He's down at first. So here's the pitch to Flood. And that is going to be a single in the right field, folks. And all of a sudden, I'm sorry, no, that's not. He's an A pitcher. So that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Look at the right chart here. Since we changed pitchers, a ground ball down the third. That'll get the runner in the scoring position, though. So Stan's down at second. And now do we want a pitch run for him? And they're going to have McCarver come in to pitch run for Stan the Man. Since they got 3 catchers on the roster here. So McCarver will come in to pitch run. Tim's got some speed, period. Not just for a catcher, but he's got some decent speed overall. So McCarver will be down at second now. And Javier's up now with 1 out and a runner down at second. And that's going to be a ground ball, I believe, back to the mound. And it is. No, it's a ground ball down the first, sorry. And Adcock's up with it. His only play is going to be to toss that ball over the Don covering. So McCarver gets down the third with 2 outs now. So they're down to the last out with Bill White up here, folks. Bill's 0 for 4. He struck out, popped out, grounded out the short, and flew out the center. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And this game is down the second, rather, and this game's over, folks. The Braves win 2-1. Cardinals went down fighting, that's for sure. Let's take a look at the box score here. And the Braves win a close one, folks. Nice piece of pitching by both pitchers, that's for sure. The Braves 2 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. The Cardinals out hit the Braves, but where it counts, they didn't. 1 run on 7 hits and an error. Like I say, Sammy White with that big clutch single. And you had Frank Bolin with that home run in the 9th to tie this game up, folks. And for the Cardinals, Ken Boyer was the man for the Cardinals with the RBI. Like I say, Bob Henley holds on for the win, pitches 9 innings, gave up 6 hits, 1 unearned run, and walked 1, struck out 6. Don comes in and gets the 1 inning save, folks. Gives up that 1 hit. Made it interesting with that leadoff hit to stand the man. And poor Al, pitching a shutout into the 9th inning, goes 8 1/3, gives up 3 hits, 1 run, walked 1, struck out 7, and gave up that big home run to Frank Bolin. And Mickey comes in and gets the loss, pitches 1 2/3, gives up 2 hits, a run, and struck out 3. Let's do some fast play here in the National League. We got the Cubs traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Reds. Yeah, I'm probably going to do one. Give me a few minutes, Beatles. I'll probably do another Yankees game, see if they can stop the skid. They've lost 5 in a row. See what happens here in Cincinnati. Oh, thank you, Beatles. I thought it was a damn good game. Al and Apba, hell, he's a D pitcher to pitch a shutout. That's an awesome game. Sure, the Reds beat up on the Cubbies. Let's see what the star is. The Reds turned 4 double plays, folks. The Cubbies 1 run on 11 hits, could only score 1 run. Well, these 4 double plays explain that. Sure, nice piece of clutch fielding for the Reds to get out of a lot of messes. But the Reds 8 runs on only 7 hits. So again, we just had the Braves that get out hit and win, and the Reds clubbed the Cubs 8-1, but got it out hit by 4. Crazy game of baseball, that's for sure. Frank Thomas was 2 for 2, a home run and 2 RBIs in that game. Now we got Beatles Pirates going out and facing the Dodgers. Let's hope they can beat the Dodgers out in LA in the Coliseum here. Got Perinoski against Francis. And the Dodgers squeak out a win against the Pirates. 4 runs on 10 hits and an error. And the Dodgers 6 runs on 12 hits and an error. And the last game here for July 16th is the other Pennsylvania team. Old Ken Castro's Phillies heading out to the new San Francisco to take on the Giants. Owens against Jones out there in the Candlestick. Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it. And the Phillies get shut out. No runs on 2 hits and 2 errors. The Giants 4 runs on 12 hits and no errors. Take a look here at the standings in the National League after July 16th rather. July 16th. And the Braves got a 2.5 lead over the Giants. St. Louis Cardinals and the Cincinnati Reds are 8.5 games back. The Dodgers are 11.5 back. The Cubbies 12. Beatles Pirates are 16. And poor Ken's Phillies are 25.5 games back, folks. See who the leaders are for the National League. And how about that? Beatles Clemente's taking over the batting lead for average, hitting .344. Took over for George Altman. Willie Mays is still leading the National League with 28 home runs, and Orlando Cepeda with those 83 RBIs, folks. His closest competitor is his own teammate with 68. Take a look at the National League pitching. Bob Perky's leading the league with a 2.70 ERA. And you got 1, 2, 3 of them tied for 10 wins. Koufax, Mike McCormick, and Warren Spahn tied with 10 wins apiece. And old Don just got his 19th save of the year for the Braves to lead that. Let's look here. Cepeda's leading the league with the MVP voting, and Spahn and Carl Wiley still tied for the lead in Cy Young. Alrighty, I want to thank Beatles for stopping in here. Check out his great channel, folks. Been doing some baseball over there as always. If you know Beatles. And if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and on your way out, St. Louis, hit that like button and leave a comment. Like I said, give me a few minutes here, folks, and we'll be back with another game here. Have the Yankees taking on the Orioles. Until then, you all have a great day and take care.